So, what are the visible traits? The visible traits are these: weariness, school dropouts. They did not inherit any wealth; they created wealth. The source of great wealth for themselves and their stakeholders. These are visible things, right? We are able to see all these things. But what are the invisible traits? The invisible traits are, they know only two things very well. Just two things they know very well. One is what is important for them, and the second one is how to focus on that important thing. These are the only two things they know. Okay. Now this is the famous Stephen Covey's 4 quadrants. As management students, many of you will already be aware. Okay. So there is an urgent quadrant, urgent, important, not urgent. I'm not going to discuss about this, so we already know about this. So we have to try, what he says is we have to try and focus as much as we can on the non-urgent and important ones. Now I am redefining this in a different way. Okay, so that's what this is all about. So who is that? Yusuf. Okay. So that's very young. So what I used to do is I used to prepare a big list of things to do every single time. So what should be done when I was young, when I was in the college, I used to do that. And the next day morning I go and then find out which is the easiest one. I pick those, okay, and then I do that. I tick those things off. That's what I used to do. And finally you will find that there are at least half a dozen items which are never ticked. That keeps on going from one day to the other, and it sometimes moves for months together. And those are the ones that are important. So not before I learned from this Mark Twain. Mark Twain was the one who said that he's a great American humanist of his time. He said that the first thing, if ever you do in the morning, if you were to eat a live frog, you can be rest assured that that is the worst thing that can happen to you for the rest of the day. If ever you eat a live frog, the first thing in the morning, then you can be rest assured that that is the worst thing that can happen to you for the rest of the day. So this has been elaborated by Brian Tracy, who in his book Eat That Frog has amplified this and said that he added 2 corollaries to that. One is eat the uglier one first. You find that there are 2 frogs, try to find out which is more ugly. So eat that first. And if it is a live frog, it doesn't pay to sit and observe that. You have to immediately jump in and then gulp it. So that's what it is. So what does it mean? So figuratively it means that there are basically 3 types of activities that we do every single day. These 3 types of activities are fit items, state items, and fun items. Let me explain what this is all about. So he was referring to the frog. So what is that frog? The frog is actually the fit items. What is the fit items? Fit items is a purposely chosen acronym for fully involved ticket items. So that means you will not be able to complete this unless you are fully involved without any distraction. And these are fit items. Why we are calling this as fit items? These are actually very complex, very difficult, but purposely these are not labeled like that, because if you were to label like that, you will be sending wrong signals to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind will try not to do this one. So that is the reason why this is labeled as fit items, because it is fully involved ticket items. So this is the subconscious mind. So what are the characteristics? Let us look at the characteristics of fit items, because this is very essential for you to understand. First thing is, it is very, very important. It is important. It is usually the biggest item, most likely to procrastinate. You will be always tempted to procrastinate this item. When you have the temptation, assume that it is the fit item. Greatest positive impact, gives you the greatest positive impact, And the funny part, the irony is that nothing happens if you skip this. If you skip this, nobody is going to come and take you for task. Only thing is, you will be losing in your own professional standing over a period of time. Okay? So, but nobody is going to ask you. If not done, then you will soon be out of your business or profession. It could be strategic. You just examine whether this item is going to add value to my CV after a few years. If it is going to add value to my CV, then of course it is a fit item. Then finally, if you are in employment, you are basically hired to do this fit item. If you are doing something else other than the fit item, you have immediately quit the job and go to some other place which makes you to do this fit item. And except your spouse, your wife, she takes care of all the routine items. What are strategic items? They said strategic items are, I discussed whether Modi and Obama focus on global warming or on some activity in nuclear treaty. And your wife, she deals with whether we should invest in gold, bullion or house, or whether our son should take care of, should do medicine or engineering. So it's like that. So strategy is different at different levels. So at every level you have a strategy. Strategy is not necessarily deciding whether you should build a nuclear reactor or a thermal power plant. It's not like that. It is applicable at every level. So what you need to do is to work on fit items. Spend at least 1 hour a day on fit items. At least 1 hour a day on fit items, where you have undivided attention, cut off from all distractions. Don't compromise the next 5 minutes. I always say this. You should never compromise the next 5 minutes. Why is it? The next 5 minutes are the most important. The next 5 minutes. It is because I have a reason behind it. Assuming that you start to work on a fit item, you find the first 15 minutes goes waste because you have to get into the item and it takes the first 15 minutes. You are productive only after the first 15 minutes. So what happens if you sacrifice, I have prepared a sort of a table. So if you are spending 20 minutes, productive time is just 5 minutes because the 15 minutes goes. If you are spending 30 minutes, your productive time is 15 minutes. If you are spending 60 minutes, your productive time is 45 minutes. So you will find that the increase in the effort and the increase in productivity, if the increase in effort is 200%, the increase in productivity is 800%. So never ever compromise the next 5 minutes. We always have the tendency, okay, I work for 15 minutes, let me take a break for 2-3 minutes. But that is the biggest drawback. So you need to be focused on one thing at a time for at least 1 full hour if you were to tackle fit items. So I thought I will give you some examples of what the fit items are in certain specific categories. Now in operations, it could be achieve more in less time, error reduction, built-in quality control. How can you build in quality control in your operation? These are process reengineering. It could be process reengineering. These are all fit items for someone who is in operations. Identify redundant steps, prepare compact training modules, get the bigger picture, but at the same time you have to get the bigger picture and some of these things. And assuming you are a blogger or you are an author, okay, the fit items could be write at least 1 page of topic per day. That means you need to spend at least 1 hour on this. Comment on important blogs. You need to comment on some very important blogs to get focus, to get the attention of others. And you can also work on improving your mailing list if you are a blogger or you are an author. And this is applicable for everyone. All of us attend meetings all the time. So whether we are in whichever organization, whichever profession, we always attend meetings all the time. So what is that you need to do? So how can you convert these meetings into some fit items? So there are certain simple steps that you need to follow. And for attending the meeting, study the agenda. You will find that 9 out of 10 people come there without knowing what the agenda is. So they just don't know why they are coming for. Okay? So you just read, come prepared with the agenda, Research the key problem. Why is this meeting called? What is the reason for this meeting? Try to research on that, the key problem. Come up with 2 or more alternatives. It is not just one view. So this is my view and this is how it should not be like that. You have to come up with 2 or more alternatives with the pros and cons for each. So you have to be ready to counter any cons in your suggestions. Contribute, and you have to necessarily speak in the meeting. So you need to contribute and speak. So you cannot speak unless you have prepared your groundwork, right? And don't be a silent observer. These are for attending meetings. Okay. Now, the next one is set items. I told you set items. What are set items? They are simple items. They are easy, simple, easy ticket items. These simple and easy ticket items. Use these as fillers between fit items. So between 2 fit items, you can use this one. So let us analyze the characteristics of the set items. Identify your set items. Official phone calls or follow-up. Official. Okay, this has to be done. Signing or verifying daily reports. Supplement to fit items. All supplement items to fit items. The biggest characteristic of this is that if you neglect a set item, it will move into the urgent quadrant. As defined by Stephen Covey, it will move into the urgent quadrant. So you have to necessarily do the set items as well. Unlike the fit items, if you don't do, nothing is going to happen except that you will be out of your profession very soon. But as far as set items are concerned, you have to necessarily do this. So make use of this between 2 fit items. This is not as important as fit items. So for example, some of these things could be a LinkedIn comment. A LinkedIn comment is necessary, but not absolutely essential. So what are fun jobs? Fun jobs, as the name suggests, these are futile, unimportant jobs. I have deliberately chosen the acronym fun jobs because these are futile and unimportant. So avoid these altogether. We need to avoid this altogether. Let us look at some of the fun jobs. Identify the fun items. Aimless web browsing. So you get an email, you get into the email, and you suddenly find some advertisement popping somewhere. You click on that, and then you start going through the entire world. Okay? And only after 1 hour you realize, oh my God, what happened? I just got an email, and I wasted already 1 hour. Checking emails every 5 minutes. Somebody has to have it. Oh, they have to run and check the email. Why? Nothing. No mail could have been there. Or those mails would be all junk mail. Commenting on Facebook photos. I find that many people take the pleasure of commenting on Facebook photos. And then see what reply you have got for the comment. Okay? Idle phone calls. All jobs other than fit and set items are all fun jobs. You have to avoid. Right? So easy steps. I've listed some easy steps to reduce these fun items. Unsubscribe from all email lists. Just unsubscribe. Ruthlessly unsubscribe. Quit WhatsApp groups. So just imagine, I had a friend. He was a member in just 10 groups, only 10 groups. Okay, and each of the groups had 100 members. Okay, and he used to get every 5 seconds he used to get a message. Every 5 seconds. So just imagine, even if he spends only 30 seconds for each message, he gets 1,000 WhatsApp messages every single day. Just what happens? 1,000 into half a minute is equal to 500 minutes is gone. Even if it just opens and closes, 500 minutes is gone. So just quit all the WhatsApp groups. Close your Facebook account if possible. Okay, I have nothing against Zuckerberg, right? Remove all chat applications. All the chat applications remove. Because if ever they want to contact you, they will contact you by your landline, by your mobile phone, not necessarily through WhatsApp, through chat messages. Switch off internet. At least minimum of 5 hours every single day. Switch off internet. Just go into the web. Don't go into the web. At least minimum 5 hours. Smartphone. Put smartphone in silent mode as much as possible. Okay. If there is a phone, you miss the call. Fine. You are in a meeting. You have to miss the call necessarily, and you can always catch up with those calls later. But not in between a meeting. You just go and you don't go and talk in between a meeting. So when you relax, do that only. So fun jobs. If you want to do that exclusively, fine. Take it as a break, but not in between any of these jobs. Okay. Now I am going to come to the last phase, where I am going to reveal to you the real secret as to how you can be successful. Okay, now you have understood what are fit items, what are set items, and what are fun items. Now this Malcolm Gladwell in his wonderful book Outliers tells that minimum of 10,000 hours are needed for someone to become a world-class expert. If he has to be a world-class expert, he has to put in minimum 10,000 hours. So he gives two examples only. One, of course, is Bill Gates, okay, where he was forced to spend 10,000 hours while he was at college, and later on he started his own company and he became a multi-billionaire. And this Beatles is a group, is a rock band group. Yeah. This is an English rock band. They virtually invaded America. Okay, this is an English rock band group from Liverpool in 1960s, the greatest and the most influential of all the rock band era. They received 10 Grammy Awards and 1 Academy Award, part of 100 most influential people of time. Best-selling band in history, and finally, sales of over 600 million records worldwide. And they were forced to spend 10,000 hours. They were forced to play 10,000 hours before they came into life. Before they became very professional and became successful. Okay. Now, this 10,000 hours is not needed really in our context now. Okay. Now, because it's going to be a fully involved ticket item, fully involved means you are not going to have any distractions. It is enough that you put in just 1,000 hours. Okay. So go to the next one. Let me. So what is the road to success? Put in 1,000 hours on fit item. Spend 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks an hour, 2 weeks go for holiday. So 50 weeks an hour. Every year you get 250 hours, and then in that case you require 4 hours to achieve success in your field. So if you just put in just 1 hour on fit items, you will be successful. You will become a world-class person in 4 years. On the other hand, is there any fast track to this success? Yes, there is. What you have to do is to put in 1,000 hours is the same. If you spend 2 hours, then you are going to reduce from 4 years to 2 years. Okay, you require only 2 years to achieve success. And on the other hand, if you spend 4 hours on fit items, you can achieve success in just 1 year. Okay. Thank you.